How can we experience true peace when we are always trying to protect it and our nervous system is wrecked from defending it? I realized that by protecting what I thought was peace, I was actually hijacking my own realization of what true inner peace is. When you are at peace, that is reflected from you. The warfare starts the moment we think inner peace is something we can lose. Taking on the role of the spiritual warrior, for me, it only attracts the same kind of energy that we're trying to avoid in the first place. Even the darkest energy knows the difference between someone who is always fighting and someone who is at peace. Our energy speaks louder than our words. If I'm feeling something like insecurity, then my behavior, my action reflects what I'm feeling on the inside because there is a fear there. So our energy speaks louder than our words. It's hard for the world to grasp what peace really is when it's always telling us we have to fight for it. Can you attain peace through noise? And I find that if we are not careful, we can get caught up in the role of the spiritual warrior. I was there, seeing everything as demonic. So everything becomes a threat, right? Any immediate threat doesn't come from the dead or dark energy. It comes from the living. And both the living and the dead knows true presence when they encounter it. Inner peace brings a harmony to our lives, not an internal warfare. And what I'm sharing here is, if it is possible, I try to live peacefully with everyone. And even when it's not, I accept that, but it doesn't affect my peace. So therefore, I don't need to protect it or defend it. If inner peace is something we have to fight for, then we will never be it, if that makes sense. My spirituality became a warfare at one point because I thought, now that I have chosen my highest self, I have to defend it like everything else in life. But that was the ego trying to stay alive. So at that point, basically, I was going around trying to find the knowledge of how to protect my energy, because that's what I thought I had to do. I wasn't at that point actually experiencing that inner shift, that unbecoming that I'm always talking about. The shift that allows us not only to see our actions, but the actions of others, but to see them consciously. The awakening is not to go to war with the world or with others, but to see through the illusion of it. I was quick to judge, quick to defend, When you're protecting, you defend. But the minute you truly wake up, you realize how exhausting it is trying to continuously guard yourself. The difference is going from living from fear to living in presence. And peace is felt through presence. Living in constant fear is an awful, draining state of being. When consciousness rises, you are awareness. And therefore, if we are aware, there's nothing to defend. Peace is still. Peace is an inner experience that is reflected through our presence. It's nothing I have to keep defending or even prove when we have truly found it. And I'm not saying that there's not dark energy out there, and some people might be impossible to live with. But if you have peace, no one can touch you. In our human experience, we protect the form identity, so naturally we are conditioned to protect. When we do that, we are trying to change our current human reality when we do that, when we protect. So there is an instinct there. But our unbecoming is killing the ego. But whatever the ego can hold on to, it will. And it will hide in these aspects of the human experience just to stay alive in us. This is how the ego tries to stay alive during our awakening. But the true change is seeing from the eye of pure consciousness. What we're defending is the peace of the physical form identity, but the physical is perishable, right? It comes and it goes. The constant warfare of protecting your peace is something the ego creates, I feel, to justify its own existence. The ego just doesn't go away when we wake up. If it realizes that it can no longer affect us with the worldly illusions, it will hide in our spirituality. And I don't want that for myself. I don't want that for myself. So I wanted to share that with you that are listening. The exuberance of peace allows us to flow through life without the constant need to protect, which is so exhausting. Even in the chaos, because it has fully accepted that everything is. And that's how we go through life in peace. They often say, when people, when the body goes, they say, rest in peace. But why not rest in peace now? Why is it that when we are done with the human experience, that is when we get to rest? There is a rest here. While we are here experiencing life and flowing with life, there is a rest here, and that is inner peace. And the more we embrace what is, the more we that the exuberance of it, of peace, flows not only from us, but through us. I think that's it. That's all that's left. Thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening. Love and gratitude. Thank you.